they once were. They were pretty much everywhere at one point. And
right.
since Royal Giants has offered an alternative win condition, I feel like Royal Giants have slipped down the list a little bit.
I went through on the day before the Wall Breakers patch, when everything changed, and looked at how often Royal Giants were being used, like in terms of just each game, like whether one person or the other brought it, it was almost 80% in the Clash, across all of like Clash Royale leagues. It was crazy. It was just there all the time, but it's not, although TNT right now loading up for potentially what could be those 3 cards definitely fit in with it. He doesn't want his Furnace to take any damage. Interesting use of the log there. He wants to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose the Furnace anyway, regardless, because, you know, it is an investment. It is something that you put in to save for later defenses. So we're going to see the Royal Ghost from Legend again. Royal Ghost is a card that he used against, who did he play first? Ponos, and he just wrecked with it.
The Royal Ghost is proving to be a real thorn in the side of these current meta decks. It's a card that is good against the Furnace. It's good against even the Valkyrie. It's pretty good against on defense because it gets the first swing in. And you can see this, exactly what I was just saying. It's good here because you get that first swing. He's pretty tanky. He hits pretty hard under your Princess Tower. He comes out a little bit ahead, similar to how a Knight does, but then he turns invincible.
Yeah, and he's going to get to the tower here. Oh.
This is Royal Giant.
Yeah, with that lightning taking out the Witch, I mean, advantage TNT, I want to say, but the Miner comes in, isn't caught by anything, so it's going to get a few hits in here. The Archers will take it out.
It depends. It's weird because Mega Knight isn't the ideal counter to Royal Giant, but you do have a Fisherman, and that can buy you a lot of time with that Mega Knight and the minions and that kind of thing to really mitigate the damage from the Royal Giant. So I lean just ever so slightly towards Legend. A big part of it being this Royal Ghost, which I don't feel like there are amazing counters to in this deck.
Yeah, well, Baby Dragon connects onto the tower for a few more hits for TNT. Everything's kind of these wall breakers, they're not answered. The Archers are there. Oh, that was good by TNT. Putting them in a position where one will target one and one will target the other. That was either blind luck or sheer skill.
I think that was skill. Definitely. The Archers, like we've been saying, are strong right now in the meta. They're pretty good against the Wall Breakers and the Witch. So you can see we're just loading up here from Legend. Will there be a counter punch in the left-hand lane with that Royal Giant?
The Witch connects. The lock has to come in.
Oh boy.
7-4-2 on that bottom right tower and loads up with the Wall Breakers on the left-hand side. This is gonna not take out the Furnace, obviously, because the Fire Spirits do kill them off instantly. But look at the damage the Miner's getting. And there is the first Royal Giant.
Right away, but it's got the Valkyrie to deal with first. And those Archers were well placed by TNT to keep that Fisherman busy. So you're getting some pretty decent damage from the Royal Giant.
The Fisherman's gone. He didn't get a chance to pull at all. 4-6-5 has to play the defensive Miner here, does Legend. 4-6-5 remaining. And just like that, the first Royal Giant comes out. And Legend struggles.
Legend's got to keep that Fisherman a little further back so it doesn't try to get onto things that are near the bridge. And you can see right away, knowing that he has a damage advantage there, that is not going to be good. The Zap's going to come through, one shot in here, and all we need is the lightning. And this is going to be TNT's game. This should be about it, or just a belch from the Baby Dragon. Good enough.
I mean, okay. As soon as Legend played that Fisherman at the bridge, TNT puts down the Royal Giant in system.
He's versatile. You can come in, and he's pretty good at 1v1s. It's a quick... Oh, we're into the game. I thought there might be a replay for a second there.
Yeah, me too, and then it connected, and I'm like, well, this didn't happen before. All right, Fisherman played to kind of catch the Miner there. Does a good job. We have taken one hit. We were a little bit delayed getting in. So a Miner from TNT, not caught by the Royal Ghost. Fisherman pulls Fisherman. Fisherman kills Fisherman. Fisherman hooks the tower. Name a better story than that.
Well, it's going to get some more fish slaps. That wet sound that you often hear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this Golem?
No, this is 2019. Golem doesn't exist anymore.
I know. I'm just trying to hype myself up. With a Miner, probably not.
Yeah. Well, Golem doesn't exist anymore unless it's purple and pink. Anyway, Legend drops down the Mega Minion. Oh, nice fireball in there. And we see the pull of the Fisherman. The minions don't get through, but the Mega Minion just decides to abandon ship. 18-14 on that bottom right left-hand tower. And everything's going to get cleaned up by the Princess Towers here.
So Legend feels confident he can make it work with this same deck. And I'm not... This time, normally, you know, you hear me say that I don't like it when players do this. There is those wall breakers. Uh-oh, those get through. A Night Witch is not good enough to stop them. Okay.
Oh, and the Witch gets in front of the Giant, too.
Oh, that's not great. That's not what you want. It's going to get pulled in, and yes, there are bats there. Oh, that's not ideal. And now you're going to get a good fireball as well here. The minions are going to have to be dropped. Tons of punches coming in, so the Fisherman giveth, but sometimes the Fisherman taketh away.
I was trying to think of a fish pun, I'm out. All right, so wall breakers down the left-hand side. That needs an answer. The Fisherman isn't good enough again. Does get one hit. Okay, TNT is not answering the wall breakers as he should. The Royal Ghost here is going to take that out. All right, so this is definitely advantage Legend, I feel, in terms of decks right now. In terms of the way they're playing, it's advantage Legend.
You can save that Mega Knight and drop it on top of all of this mess and kind of prevent, and this time using the Fisherman much more efficiently. A Fireball going to keep things together for that miner. That miner is going to, it gets pulled away just at the last second.
But we're still in Fireball range, and there isn't that much that can deal damage directly to TNT's tower. Unless this wall breaker connects, and it does! 10 seconds remain, we're gonna get this tied up here.
All right, yeah, no problem here. TNT just waiting to see if he has to use that fireball. He didn't. He wasted that 4 elixir there. There were plenty of bats left, and there wasn't enough Princess Tower. So this is really interesting now. A bit of a mistake from TNT.
Yeah,
will that be the crack in the armor?
Before that fireball, TNT had a pretty big advantage because after the fireball, they're even on elixir. I mean, he needed to secure it, I understand. But are there cracks appearing in TNT's almost flawless image?
Double Giant coming in here, though. So this Witch is going to be very crucial. Fireball is going to get rid of her skeletons with the Zap as well. A Zap used to clean up the bats left over from the Night Witch, but tons of punches are coming down from our Giant. And that is a lot of damage done by TNT. We're going to get wall breakers in the pocket. There's enough there to clean them up, and only a little bit of minor damage.
Yeah, the Fisherman this time does go down. So there is the Witch, this time just out of fireball range, ever so slightly, I believe. Nope. Not placed perfectly enough. A little bit more on the left-hand side maybe would help here, but the Fisherman is going to take out. She does distract, but look at the Mega Minion. TNT. All right, TNT, all right.
Well, this is about what you expected here.
Yeah. So, game 2 is underway. TNT in blue at the bottom, JP in red at the top. Now, TNT has been taking names all season long. Can JP defeat him?
An early poison here from TNT. Does that mean graveyard, or does it just mean a minor kind of cycle of some sort? That's basically all we see poison with. The Zap as well.
All right.
In the old days, I'd say this was going to be
an all-spell cycle deck?
No, I'd say it was Lava Hound Miner. With a Witch, of course not.
Yeah. I was hoping for the all-spell cycle deck, but unfortunately, this isn't triple elixir mode. Okay. Giant played at the back, so we do have Giant Witch. Is it going to be the double Witch variant? Is it going to be Night Witch behind this? You're nodding your head. You're like...
I think so.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe not. There's a couple other ones that you can run with it. Yeah, it is the double.
It is the double Witch.
I thought so.
You need to trust yourself a bit more. Okay. The Valkyrie does get pulled across the river and is going to spin and only hit the Fisherman. Unfortunately, the Night Witch does outrange her. So... how are we going to deal with this right now? He has 3-4 elixir, taking the damage from the bats. Tornado comes in, but the miner is taking the hits. This is bad.
Yeah,
this
JP,
is tower down.
He knows. He kind of let this one up. The defense wasn't available, so he's going to let up himself. And I'm pretty sure this is just a graveyard here from JP.
Do you feel the tornado there was detrimental to JP's defense? Because I think if he didn't tornado, do you think it would have carried on hitting the Night Witch? Do you think the tower would have hit the Night Witch?
Ah, I see what you're saying. Maybe.
I'm unsure.
I think you're right. Well, JP's got to load up for something. He's having to use that poison onto the Witch, which is not exactly how he's going to want to use it, I'm assuming. All right, Night Witch played at the bat and minor. This time goes ham on the tower. There is the graveyard, as you were saying. Fisherman played there to draw back the Valkyrie, so she cannot tank for the graveyard. That's
beautiful.
Really nice. Man, TNT, so good. 30 seconds. It's only going to be one more shot for JP to get this going. This time he's going to try it with the Witch at the bridge. Fisherman right on top of it. That is going to get rid of that Witch. Oh, not quite. I'm wrong. One slap away. All right, here it comes. But this, I don't think, is going to be enough. JP is kind of taking his hands off and giving the little clap, and it is going to be TNT continuing to be undefeated in 1v1s today.
Undefeated in matches in the playoffs so far.
This is just a robot TNT that we have. It's like a...
This is the Android version.
Yeah. Well,
someone cut that guy and see if he bleeds white goo.
Ooh.
That's an Alien reference.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, like Bishop.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
That one I got.
Nobody else got that at home.
No.
I don't think anyone else is old enough.
For this stuff, man.
We got to stop making movie references from when we were lads.
But if you haven't watched Alien, you got to go watch it. It's so good.
Cinematic masterpiece.
The first two, both.
I like the third one too.
The third one's not bad. But I'm not like that kind of horror movie style fan.
I think all right, getting off topic, but they are just waiting. Yeah. Alien 1 is a horror movie.
Yes.
Alien 2 is an action movie.
Right.
Alien 3 is a thriller.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they're all so good.
Yeah, they're all really, really good. I think the first two are amazing. All right, there's a log. Let's get into it.
All right, cards have been played. We've stalled long enough. All right, so it's Archer and Archer.
And again, archers are all over the place now, so it's a lot harder to say what your opponent is thinking about doing when the archers are out, because there's so many different decks that they're squeezed into now because of their versatility in this meta.
It is crazy, isn't it? Like, everyone was like, Night Witch is going to be absolutely everywhere. She is. So what do people do? They adapt. Improvise, overcome.
Witch and Night Witch. Archers are pretty good against both. And not bad against wall breakers.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have Royal Giant versus Royal Giant.
Mirror matchup.
Pedro. All right, okay. Slightly more air here for TNT. I think it's going to play slightly more into his favor. Especially when the only thing so far is the Archers. There is a Baby Dragon of his own, so it is going to be identical decks thus far. So how do you differentiate yourself between these?
Well, a lot of it's going to come down to lightning value, what you can get out of your lightning. So if you're playing, you got to be real careful. And also log value. Right now, TNT has been able to get his logs to connect to the Princess Tower, whereas Pedro has been having to use them defensively on his side. So spell damage, I think, is definitely going to be a large factor here. And I just got to say, from a standpoint of who plays these decks more often, I feel like TNT's got that experience advantage.
Yeah, well, there is the log. Once again, as you said, connects to the tower. The Valkyrie is there to try and tank some stuff up and take out that Royal Giant, which it did, but his whole, Pedro's Royal Giant goes down equally as quick. And again, that Baby Dragon is the one breaking through to tank up. Somehow, TNT is getting more value out of the same cards.
Yeah, he's just finding the right times. You want to get those archers with that log. And that is going to be a Fire Spirit that's going to jump onto the Furnace, and you're losing value just ever so slightly when those Fire Spirits are able to get some extra damage like that. And see here, this log's going to get Fire Spirits and the Archers. That is where you're getting the value. Now, Pedro returns it with his own and a pretty good Lightning.
Yeah, but it just reloads straight at the bridge. And then the Mega Minion and the Baby Dragon, okay, one hit goes through. That's the first Royal Giant hit, I believe, at this point in time. It feels like it anyway. I think all the rest of the damage was those Baby Dragons. And now we have Archers coming in. Fire Spirit takes out Fire Spirit. Fire Spirit takes out Archer. All right. Royal Giant played at the back.
That's
build up a push.
Really good log there because it catches one Fire Spirit. That's all you need to take down because your Princess Tower will deal with it. That's not good. That is 2 Fire Spirits into your Furnace of Pedro. That is actually really, it doesn't seem like much, but that's really detrimental.
Yeah, and Pedro's leaked ever so slightly more Elixir, but since basically they've been playing cards, no one's leaked anything. There is the Royal Giant at the bridge. Is it gonna connect? Is the Furnace in cycle? Oh my goodness, absolutely melted there. It's so hard to say how they're getting, like, you're right. I think the Fire Spirits attacking the Furnace is the only difference between these two.
It's a really, really big problem. You cannot lose that Furnace War. That's one of your big kind of damage soaks and investments in this situation. And you can see that TNT, he's getting a ton of value with these logs. He's getting a set of Fire Spirits, and he's getting the Archers every single time. Now this time, look, Pedro's only getting Archers. Didn't get any Fire Spirits out of that log.
Okay, there is the Lightning as well. No Baby Dragon hit, no Archer hit. Oh, and a Fire Spirit connects again. But both players loaded up on a Furnace behind the tower at the same time. And the difference between TNT and Pedro at this point has solely been the Baby Dragon hits.
Pedro made a really smart change here by putting his Furnace in the back. That made it so the log had to be used in a situation where there weren't Archers available to catch onto that log. And you've got to use that Lightning defensively, which is obviously not ideal, but you can't afford any Royal Giant shots. You're going to have to get some stuff going here, Pedro. Only 40 seconds left in overtime now. A Royal Giant in the back. Can you get something going at the bridge if you're Pedro? There is just not much time, and TNT has weathered you by throwing logs into your tower, basically.
The erosion going on right now. This is like watching a cliff disappear. Okay, is he going to get a hit? No, he isn't. Royal Giant absolutely melted. Pedro was this... Like, it's like trying to fight fire with fire, isn't it? Like, you know TNT is a god. You kind of guess what deck he's going to bring, so you bring the same thing. And I mean, what can you do? TNT, all right, tiebreaker, who will win? I mean, it's obvious, it had 11 HP. What do we need to wait for that for?
It's a new mechanic they put in, but, man, this guy is so good right now.
Like, all right, I want to go and prepare for next week. Like, let's just finish it now. It's way past my bedtime. It's 10:08 here. Like, TNT feels like the kind of person who goes to bed at 7 o'clock every night, wakes up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and just studies. Like, he does his homework before he goes to school in the morning.
Well, these teams are so well prepared this week. I have to give both of them credit. Kicks, of course, for coming through here, winning two matches themselves to even get to this moment. All right, Goblin Cage. That's not too bad against RG. Well, with the poison now, probably not. You're not going to see that too often. An Ice Golem leads me to suspect that maybe, well...
With a Muskie?
With a Muskie, then it's probably blue.
Probably. I want to say yes. But I mean,
don't see Musketeer yet. You just don't see it paired with much else. And so this is interesting because TNT seems to have thought this through, like we were talking about.
Why is he so... Like, he is plugged into the Matrix. Who is giving him the answers? Because somebody's got to be. There's no way. Someone check behind Legend right now, make sure there isn't a camera that shouldn't be there. Like, this is ridiculous. How? How do you know this? Okay, the Miner comes in from the front in with Legend. The Valkyrie is going to be there, but it didn't catch the Miner. That's a little bit of damage. That's a shining star for Legend at this point.
So this is probably Graveyard from TNT. And the real question becomes, can Legend keep the pressure on enough to keep that Graveyard from being able to be utilized effectively? I don't know. The Furnace is here, and it doesn't get any more
snowball, but the Musketeer, my goodness, 2 hits and the death. Oh, just in range on 588. Is Legend going to take out TNT?
This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. If this goes to Game 5, I don't know if my heart can take it. All right, balloon dropped right away behind the ice goal. There is a graveyard back there. Some pretty good spawns coming out of there. There is a ton of skeletons. That snowball is going to help, but geez Louise, that was a huge push by TNT.
Yeah, out of nowhere, that push comes in.
Oh,
3-5-2. TNT, please, man, you're scary. All right, the balloon comes in. The miner comes in to tank, but there is the furnace, so that means the fire spirits are going to help take that out. The Mega Minion is there. There's the first poison. The snowball with a bit of a sneeze. It's going to be over. TNT, all kills, kicks.
Looks to be over here. There is the miner. Try to help with the witch, but you've got the furnace, which is plenty of distraction.
And he knows it.
He knows it. That is going to be it. TNT will secure a spot in the finals of Clash Royale League Asia Season 2 and a spot in the World Finals.